because I really struggled with postnatal depression and intrusive thoughts. So really, I look back now and I feel a lot of sadness.
It's like this catalyst for like doing everything else in your life. Like, how are the sibling dynamics with the boys?
Not jump in too much when they are going at each other. Like,
Let them have it.
yeah.
And another bane of my life, and probably most mums' lives, is meal times.
And I had to relearn how to cook food because you don't realise dairy is in everything. Because the behaviour was becoming a problem. The screen time before school has gone.
Where's your best holiday you've ever been to?
The holiday that we go back to every single time is our current biggest challenge is the fussy eating. It's good. I turned out all right.
Yeah.
You know, a bit of therapy.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Emily.
And I'm Matt.
And welcome back to our podcast, What They Don't Tell You.
But we will.
Yes, and today we are so excited. We are joined by Daisy Woods, aka Muddle Through Mummy. She is so honest, so funny, and she is a fellow mama boys. We share a love for hacks, travel, and chaos. So welcome, Daisy.
Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, thank
really
you.
excited to be here.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. So for anyone who doesn't know you, I'm sure they do, but for anyone who doesn't know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and I guess your boys and mum life?
Absolutely. So I'm Daisy. I've been with my husband Andy for like 12 years now, which is a little bit scary. And we've got two little boys who are Oscar, who's 8, and Sonny, who's 6. And I've been making content for about 5 years now.
Yeah. Wow. So is that literally since lockdown?
I was the classic lockdown story, actually. So I grew on TikTok initially, and I think it was just that time where lots of people were, stuck at home and were like, what should we do? So it was like a weird hobby that just took off.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Would you say that becoming a mum was like a natural, like easy transition for you from your life before?
Sorry, I just don't think easy has ever been in my vocabulary as a parent.
Yeah.
Natural, I would say yes. I feel like I've always been a maternal person. I always wanted to have kids, that kind of thing. I feel like naturally it kind of flowed. Easy, definitely not, especially not with my first, because I really struggled with postnatal depression and intrusive thoughts. So, that definitely put a cloud over things, made things feel a lot harder. So really, there was a lot of red flags that I should have noticed, but you're busy, it's a whole new world, you don't really know what to look out for. And I think that's the thing, is like, when you look back and you're like, oh, well, how did you not pick it up? Or like, what should be the signs to look out for? Just maybe don't plan a wedding at the same time as having a new baby, because I definitely was distracted. I wasn't really aware of my own emotions. There was a lot of unconscious suppressing going on. And yeah, it was once the wedding was out of the way, I feel like things kind of came to the surface, and it was just really feeling down for a long time and a lot of anxiety. I mean, the intrusive thoughts, I think a lot of people can relate to the one of you're holding the baby at the top of the stairs and you're picturing yourself falling down it. I think a lot of people have that, but mine were quite extreme and just really disturbing. And I look back now and I feel a lot of sadness that I didn't get to have that lovely newborn bubble that I think a lot of people, that's why people have so many multiple children. I mean, it couldn't have been that bad, right? I went on to have another one. But it really was a difficult time that.
And it's often like when you're looking back, it's easier to spot. Like, because I definitely have that. Like, I wouldn't have said that I had postnatal depression, but I was speaking to a mum about intrusive thoughts. She suffered from OCD. Was it postnatal OCD? And she had these like horrendous intrusive thoughts. She was explaining this to me, and I was just like, yeah, I totally had the exact same thing. And then it made me step back and think, oh my gosh, maybe my mental health wasn't great. But it's funny how when you have a baby, it's like this catalyst for like doing everything else in your life. Like you said, you got married, we moved house, you start, changing all these different things. Like it's all happening at once. So it probably doesn't help. You're putting so much pressure and stress on yourself.
Yeah.
At the time when your hormones are crazy.
I know. And it's so weird, because I think the nature of the thoughts, you wouldn't necessarily say, I mean, I didn't even say to my husband a lot of them, because they like I said, a lot of them were really disturbing. You kind of don't want to vocalize them. So then you don't realize how commonplace they are. But as soon as I did open up and I went to see my GP and they referred me for CBT, and, I started really proactively taking charge of my, I don't want to call it recovery, but just my life. I wasn't going to give in, into this. And I can totally see how people do. Depression is this black cloud that kind of just wants to swallow you up. But I think if you can keep laser focused on the small little glimmer of light and just go, there's, you just have to go at it. And, but yeah, it's something that you wouldn't necessarily know everyone's struggling with to some degree. But yeah, obviously mine was just quite intense.
And you almost, when you're pregnant, it's not something you think about. You don't really even maybe know what signs to look for. You don't think, in the early days, if I feel a certain way, perhaps I should, get some help, or it's not even something that came into my mind.
Yeah. And I think also it's such a new, especially with your first child, it's such a new experience. You're doing everything for the first time. You're learning how to feed a baby for the first time, change a baby's nappy, and what does a schedule look like, and all these things that you kind of, all your needs get pushed right to the back of your brain. And I feel like I didn't really have much self-awareness because I was just on the hamster wheel trying to survive. But then when I stopped, kind of forced to stop, I feel like there's also a natural down after a wedding anyway, because it's such a big life thing that you're working towards. It was this catalyst that was just then whoa, okay, I'm not okay.
And you're probably so exhausted as well because you are in the early days. How old was your baby when you actually got married?
He was 5 months old.
That's what I thought in the pictures. I was like, he's a really tiny. Are you crazy?
No, it wasn't intentional. So
well, you looked amazing, I must say.
Thanks. It was the corset inside my dress. That was actually unintentional because we were going to go for IVF. So to take our mind off it, we booked our wedding. And then when we found out we were pregnant, my due date was actually the date we had booked the wedding for.
Oh my goodness.
So then it was better move that a little bit. So I pushed it back, but I should have pushed it back further. I did not give myself long enough. So,
But I guess you can't predict the impact a baby's going to have. You can tell someone who's pregnant, things are really going to change, but you could never predict but how much?
No, you've got no idea. And I think that's probably for the best.
I think it is. And maybe that's why people don't want to tell you too much as well. So when you become a mum, you do kind of feel hit with a ton of bricks. What I did, I was like, whoa, I just don't actually know what I'm doing. I'm just winging it. But
I think it's because we all want to be supportive friends. And, it's not so supportive to go in with the full, raw truth. But there's so much good about being a mum. I do think it's really balanced. It is hard and there's really challenging parts, but also the lovely parts are so lovely. But, that's why kind of with my content, I do try to show a balance and not try to polish stuff in a way that isn't showing my reality, because a lot of the time it is hard.
No, and I love that comes through in your content. You can tell you love being a mum, and I don't know, you do really nice special things for the boys, and I'd say you're a mindful mum for sure.
Thanks.
But there are challenges.
Put that on my gravestone. She's a mindful mum.
She's a mindful mum, but there are definitely challenges. And I know you've got 2 boys as well. How are the sibling dynamics with the boys?
Be honest.
Do you know what? I feel we're very, very lucky. It might be because they're close in age. They're only 20 months apart. But I think we're probably on a 80-20. Actually, that might be a bit too generous. Maybe a 75-25 best mates to mortal enemies. Split. But I think that's something I do try to remind myself of, is the fact they are so close in age. They spend their entire lives together. They wake up, they share a room. They actually requested to do that. We did split them up originally. But they share a room, they eat breakfast together, they walk to school together, they play together at playtime, they come home, they do every single after school club together because they have similar interests. They like to tell me they're only 50% related to me, but 100% related to each other.
Yeah.
Which, do you know
I
what?
remind my kids of that.
Yeah, and I reinforce it because if anything, I want it to be a them versus me and their dad thing because that's how you build that sibling bond. But it does mean that inevitably, you know, if you spend 100% of your time with anyone, they just rub you up the wrong way. So, you know... Careful, man.
No comment.
Yeah, so I think one way that we do try to like tackle that is making sure that we do give them one-on-one time on a daily basis, make sure they get that quality time with each, you know, me and their dad, and also, you know, not jump in too much when they are going at each other. Like,
let them have it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie. If they want to go at it, as long as the rule is there's no headshots and there's no weapons, wrestle it out.
Yeah,
it's
honestly,
pretty
like
much
that.
us.
I think boys
Me and Emily.
need it. It's how they're so they're like these energetic little balls, physical beings, and they just need to like.
Sometimes they've got to fight it out.
Yeah.
Got to get rid of that energy.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's a life skill as well, like learning to be around people you're not.
Get out of a headlock.
That is a life skill. I don't personally like the rough and tumble, but Andy will, you know, roughhouse
I've
with
got
them.
a sister, and we didn't rough and tumble, and I feel like I missed out. I saw friends with brothers, and I thought, I could do with a brother to have a punch, because you can have a fight with your brother, and it means nothing. The next day, the next 10 minutes, you're fine with each other.
Oh, there's nothing like punching a sibling.
Yeah, whereas if you have a fight, if you
Don't
have
know what I'm on about, I wouldn't
fight
know,
at school, like with a guy, and then that's it. You hold a grudge with each other. Do you know what I mean? Pretty much the rest of your life. I was the kid that I had a fight with in year 8, or had loads of fights. Me.
No, and it's so funny, isn't it? Because I feel like the dynamics between boys and girls, like I'm starting to notice them more now. My son's getting a little bit older. Of like, girls are so vocal with sometimes their, I don't know, issue with something. Whereas boys, like you say, they might just wrestle it out and then the next day be absolutely fine together. So it's really interesting because I definitely believe in like equality between genders and stuff like this, of like, you know, having daughters and sons. But sometimes there are undeniable things that you're just like, wow.
They're so different. And I was going to ask you, because you grew up in a very female household.
Yeah.
Like, you're one of 4 girls.
Yeah.
And it was your mom as well. And so, I don't know. I came also, like, I grew up with my sister and my mum, just us in the house. So then when I had all these boys, I did feel a bit like, well, one, outnumbered, but also like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's just very different, isn't it?
It's like night and day. And it's so funny because also my mum, obviously, she had 4 daughters. And
To her as well.
yeah, well, now she's got 4 grandsons because my sister's got 2 boys as well. And she, sometimes I'll go to pick the boys up and she's almost like,
Broken.
yeah, it's just like short bursts of, you know,
As
time with
opposed to
granny.
having her hair plaited and like
like
Quietly
colouring.
crafting away. Yeah, but it's never dull, let's say that.
Lots of mess. Which leads me on to hacks. We should probably talk about, well, obviously Emily's a queen of hacks, and I know you love a hack as well.
Yeah.
You got any go-to hacks for dealing with messy kids?
Oh my gosh. So our house literally looks like a tornado's run through it every single day. And that tornado is my 6-year-old.
Yeah.
And I love him to bits. And it's really funny because at the moment he's got this real love for tidying up, which I just find so ironic because I'm like, how about we just don't make the mess in the first place? But definitely, I mean, one thing at the moment is they come home with the weirdest things in their pockets from school. So I make them turn them out before we go through the front door. The other day, my son had an alive worm the entire school day. Do you know what it made me think of? Do you guys remember Goosebumps, the TV show? You know, that scene where they pull back the duvet and the mattress is alive with worms? I was just like, that was in your pocket the whole day.
He's probably been planning to get in his pocket, hasn't he? Like,
It made me, so the amount of like sticks and stones and baby bow skin is a great one that will always be stuck in the pocket. So that, but I think just generally, I'm not really like a knick-knack kind of person. So I like a lot of like clutter-free space. And I think especially, well, this isn't necessarily specific to boys, but just having less stuff out means less mess. So we tend to rotate everything. So, you know, we do toys, clothes, home decor, everything. So if there's less stuff that could be made a mess of, then, that definitely helps. But I just think you've got to have routines in place where you can manage it, because I don't think you can avoid it. I think with kids, no matter, you know, you've got boys or girls, it's inevitable, isn't it?
That's true. There's just going to be so much mess. And toy rotation is such a good one because it does bring that like novelty. You know, you get something out of the garage and they're like, oh my God, I forgot I had this. And it's like really exciting again.
It's a bit like when you have friends around and they find a toy that's been there the whole time and they're like acting like it's the best thing ever. Like, you know, this toy's been there like for years and like, you couldn't care less. But your friend's around and you're suddenly playing with it.
Yeah.
I've never done as much toy rotation as I did in lockdown because I guarantee you that was the day where they would play all day because they were like, oh my gosh, new toys. I was like, I only put them away 2 weeks ago, but go for it.
It just feels like brand new again.
Yeah.
It's like getting them to clear out their playroom is also a way of them finding toys that they've not played with for a while.
Yeah, so true.
A bit like you getting to clean out your wardrobe.
Yeah, or I put all my summer stuff away and then every year I get it down, I'm like, oh my God, I got these new dresses. Yeah, it's the same. And another bane of my life, and probably most mums' lives, is meal times. Like every day, they need to be fed. No,
So inconvenient.
yeah. Are yours fussy eaters or are they quite good?
Oh gosh. Do you know what? There's been something. There's always something, right? And for the longest time it was sleep deprivation. I was just so tired all the time because neither of them would sleep. And then finally they started sleeping and I was like, oh, this is brilliant. And then we found out my son was dairy intolerant. And so we had to switch his diet completely overnight. And I think it was at that point that we'll call it particular eating. Very particular. It's really, this is our current biggest challenge is the fussy eating. And it's every day and it's 3 meals a day and it's non-stop. So I think I don't feel like I have much to offer people because I'm in the trenches of it right now and I'm just like trying my best. But, you know, trying to get them involved and just exposing them to stuff. Like I read something that you have to expose kids like 20 times before they might accept it. So it feels futile so many times. And then you might
one day
get
they
something.
might have a bite.
Yeah. But I sneak fruit and veg in where I can. We do a lot of smoothies. I've got like a carrot smoothie that I pinched from you.
Yeah,
that's a brilliant one.
Yeah,
that one's so good. We boil like cauliflower and put it in mac and cheese. That's a new acceptance one.
Yeah, because it's still the same colour. It goes a bit unnoticed in mac and cheese.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Really
when
good.
you try something, you just can't watch them, can you? You sort of like, you through the corner of your
and you're
eyes,
like, be cool. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Yeah.
So true.
So funny. But I do just think, like, I was quite a picky eater. My sister was a massive picky eater. And she eats so good. I turned out all right. You know, a bit of therapy.
But I do think that now that our eldest is 14 and he's just genuinely going through these like growth spurts and he's growing so much and the portion sizes have just gone, you know, massive.
I'm so excited for that stage, let me tell you.
But then your food bill goes as well.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Everyone keeps saying to me, you just wait, they'll eat you out of house and home. Right now, I'm thinking, please.
Yeah,
like,
please
I'm so ready for that because I just, the constant worry about like their nutrition and their health, and you just want them to be healthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think the other thing, especially for my eldest, who I have a lot of empathy for him because he lost all his favourite foods overnight, and we've reintroduced dairy now. That was a whole process in itself, but he had to relearn food, and I had to relearn how to cook food because you don't realise dairy is in everything. Like milk powder's in bread, like it's literally in everything. And so now I always make sure there is at least one safe food on the plate that I know, if nothing else, he can fill up on that. Yeah, and I just try to be chill about it.
He must be so conscious anywhere he goes though, right? School trips, like sleepovers, parties. He must always be.
Yeah, I mean it was. So for a full year we did no dairy whatsoever. Right. But the difference it made to him, that it made it so worthwhile. Yeah, like he had really dark circles. He was bloated all the time, and it was his sleep was really poor. And then so when we took it out and things started improving, and he was just happier. I was like, do you know what? It was really challenging, but this is why we're doing it. So
you could see it. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk screen time. I'm sure you've got an opinion on it. We all use it. Is it a tool for you, or do you try and avoid it? I
feel like everything in moderation in general, but I mean, screen time has its place, you know, and I also don't think you can really avoid it. So we do have a screen time limit. They have an hour a day, but I'm not above pulling it out if I need to. I just feel like, in general, we're all surviving. But something that I've really struggled with recently is the whole YouTube Kids addiction. And you can see how it grows. So yes, they're only allowed an hour a day, but they were having it, and then their behavior afterwards would be so erratic, and it was almost like they were coming down from it. But that makes sense, right? Because they're getting these dopamine hits. And so something we've had to do recently is move the time. So before it was, right, if you get up, you're dressed, you've had breakfast, you brush your teeth, then you can have your screen time, and however quickly you do it, that's how much screen time you have left over. And whatever you don't use, you can use after school. But my 6-year-old is really clever. So he was like, brilliant. I'll start waking up at 6 o'clock. I will get myself dressed. He left his uniform on his bed, got himself dressed, would be downstairs eating dry cereal so that he could be on his screen. And I was like, okay, hang on, we need to review
at like
this.
a normal time.
We have to review this. And then, like I said, because the behavior was becoming a problem, the screen time before school has gone, and we use like audio players, and I find that our mornings run a lot smoother without it. But they both love Minecraft, and I have to say, the skills that you actually learn from it.
I always feel like it's really educational. We had an expert on about, keeping your kids safe online. With Minecraft, she just said, just make sure the messaging and the, that part of it where people, because I didn't even realize, but you can talk, while you're playing, and you can talk to strangers. But she was like, turn that off. Have it not survival mode, have it in creator mode.
Creative, peaceful, apparently is the mode. But I think as long as you've got the parental settings, and you're monitoring it, it's a constant review and adjust. And I don't know, who knows? We're the first generation of parents who are having to deal with this.
So,
exactly.
And you love a holiday, don't you?
Love a holiday.
We love to travel. We've actually travelled together.
We
before.
have.
We went to Walt Disney World, didn't we? And like all the kids were there. It was an amazing press trip. And I saw that you're an organised mum. You had all the gear hanging off the buggy. You had like everything going on.
Well, you made it look like you did.
All the gear, no idea.
But do you really like go to, travel tips or, things that you do when you're going away that like really helps?
Do you know what? I think always have a pen and paper, in your bag, because you never know at any given time. You can just find a way to entertain them no matter what's going on. Like if you're out for dinner or something like this. That's a good one. But for me, making travel enjoyable with kids, it's a lot about managing your own expectations, because parenting is kind of parenting no matter where you are. And really what I need a break from isn't my kids, it's from the constantness of the monotony at home, right? The clean down routine at night, and the constantly, what am I going to feed them? So if I can go into the holiday thinking, right, I'm going to lower my expectations of myself and actually allow myself to just try to enjoy it. I think that's a big part of it for me, but also while still recognizing that the kids really thrive with some routine. So we really, relax with the schedule and stuff. They stay up a lot later, but we stick to their meal times. So they have that structure where they know kind of what's happening next, and also getting them involved in planning what we're going to do that day. I find they are so much more on board with doing a little bit of sightseeing, so that, me and Andy can enjoy it as well. If they know, right, we know that we're going to go to the pool afterwards, or we're going to go see our friends, or we're going to go to the beach, because they've helped us plan out the day, then things tend to run mostly a bit more smoothly.
That's really good. That's
we
really
have
nice.
That battle on holiday, don't we? It's like, but when are we going to the swimming pool?
Well, I think it's just really hard to please any 5 people. Like if you're like, we're all going to do the same thing,
especially one of them is Emily.
No, but we all have ideas of what we want. So to get it all to come together is really tricky. And it would be the same with any 5 people.
I know. And this is something I'm always looking for, family-friendly holidays that actually do cater for everyone. And because it's a passion that I have, it's really nice to be able to share that with my kids, and I can see how much they enjoy it. And I think the more you talk to them about the fact that, this is all of our holidays, you can see the cogs turning. They know that it's for all of us as well. And I think as they get older, they have a bit more understanding of going, okay, look, if I have to suck it up, Mummy wants to go and see this museum
for 8 hours. Then so be it.
Yeah.
I used to love kids clubs
I did.
when I was younger, so I don't know.
Kids don't.
Yeah.
We've had a few holiday fails actually. Jackson's usually involved with most of them. Sorry, Jax. Have you got any holiday fails? Come on.
I have quite a blinder, actually. Oh, God. Do you know, so the year after we went with you guys, we did the UK's biggest Disney fan trip.
Which I saw that.
It was amazing. So we took 10 of the UK's biggest Disney fans and their families, and then 5 creators and the whole Disney team. So there was a lot of us. And we were in Paris, and we were flying over to Orlando. And we got to the airport, and I feel like I'm you, Matt, in the travel scenario. I'm airport mum, okay? Yeah. I had done all the admin, all the paperwork, and we tried to go through, and they just wouldn't let Oscar through. And I just had this
makes me feel sick.
sinking feeling. And remember, obviously, I'm here in a work capacity as well. And I was like, this is so unprofessional of me. Yeah. And I had sorted all our Esters for the year prior. They last for 2 years. Yeah. But I had forgotten that I had renewed his passport in between.
Oh, so it didn't work?
No. And they don't let you board the plane without an Ester, because obviously you have to have one when you land.
You can do them, can't you? But it's a faff,
Oh,
right?
but it was a Sunday. And so I was thinking, no, this is it. I'm going to have to abandon Andy with Oscar here. And just, I was in real panic mode.
You weren't going to abandon the trip. You were just going
to what could I have done? It was so I was like trying not to cry, to be honest with you. There was a lot of people to cry in front of, and then I quickly applied online, and they say it can be as quick as an hour, but up to like 2 days or something. And on the 59th minute, got it through, and we made the flight. But I literally, my gut was just like,
it was a horrible feeling. Being like an airport, isn't it? Being helpless.
Yeah.
That's why I take control.
Yeah.
That's why I hold the passports.
But at this point, I was regretting that, because I was like, I have nobody else to blame. It was on me.
Yeah, but it's like something you just don't think of.
That is the worst thing about being a control freak, right? Is when it actually comes to head, you're like, there's no one else to blame but me.
Oh my gosh. And so speaking of holidays, I'm always so interested to hear where's your best holiday you've ever been to, or as a family, that you could recommend?
So we've been really lucky to do some really amazing trips. We did Disney. I took the boys to Lapland last year.
God. Your Lapland content made me just want to book it there and then.
Have you been twice?
It was so good we had to go back. Yeah. But do you know what it was? I managed to book it at a fraction of the package deals, the prices I was seeing online. So I was like,
got to do it.
It was so good, and the kids loved it, and it was amazing, and I would definitely recommend that.
It was in July.
I need to.
There was no Father Christmas there, but it was so good. I would definitely recommend it. But you know, the holiday that we go back to every single time is Eurocamp. I've been taking those holidays since I was a little girl, so there's something really familiar about it, and I just find it's low key. The kids love it, and we always have a good time. So and you can find some really good deals.
We've never done a Eurocamp.
What I like about the idea of it as well is they're reasonably priced, right?
Yeah.
So you're not walking around on holiday thinking, this has cost me how much? How much are we paying to be here?
That's how his brain works.
Yeah, like the kids, like they're just being kids and they're moaning about something. You're like, do you know how much and you don't want to feel like that.
But he can't relax. I feel like that's why often we'll go all inclusive, because otherwise I think you would never relax. You see them ordering mocktails at the bar and he'd be like...
I'm also thinking of their teeth.
No, but it is 7
mocktails in by 11 a.m. I'm like, probably not good.
He is the type of person. You know, in the airport, we go to the WH Smiths. I don't know why they triple the price in WH Smiths.
Just gets to me.
Only at the airport.
2 bottles of water for £7.
It will literally ruin his mood for the whole day because of the cost. So we should try Eurocamp.
We should set up a shop in an airport.
No, we should
Do you know there's some absolutely beautiful sites? Like we've been to ones in Carnac in France where you can get a week for a family of 4 for like £300.
So
but we've been to some of the more glamorous sites in we went to Bella Italia last year, which is on Lake Garda in Italy, and it's stunning.
Probably
and obviously
what the restaurant is named after, right? As opposed to
there you go.
I didn't even know that.
I don't hold me to that. Yeah. I don't know if that's legally. I don't know, but it was so beautiful. Obviously, that one's a bit more expensive with the location and stuff, but you can still get really great value. And the trip that we've just been on, May half term, the boys' highlight was literally they set up this rock shop with some friends that they made, and it made me think about my childhood so much of just, I mean, this was a different time, right, where we were allowed to just go off after breakfast and we didn't have to come back until tea time. I would never do that now.
Yeah.
But we watched them and gave them a little bit more freedom, a bit further away from our holiday home, and they were absolutely loving it. Yeah. So we just, the acrylic pens was what I packed, and they turned out the best thing that I packed.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and they sold them. They sold one for €10.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah,
it's so cute. And there's always kids around there. They make friends. Yeah, that's so sweet.
Okay, we're going to do some quick fire questions. Best thing about being a mum to boys?
Oh, the energy. I feel like if nothing else is going to keep me young. It's so much fun though. It's so much fun. They just have this wildness about them, but they're also really like tender and gentle and sensitive. And I know they say this, don't they, about like mums and their boys, but they are just so loving, and I love that. But something that I see a lot about online is this pressure as a boy mum because you're raising the future men, right? Yeah. But I really embrace that. I'm like, no, my boys are going to be kind and emotionally intelligent, and it's a lot of pressure and responsibility, but I kind of like it. Yeah, I'm like, bring it on. So
and you don't know any different.
There you go.
No.
I changed my first ever girl nappy the other day. My friends just had a baby, and I was like, wow, this is a whole different
like I wouldn't even know what to do.
No, and it's so funny because when I had boys, I always thought, what do I do with this?
Yeah.
And now
you're
it's
an expert.
Now
there you
you're
go.
like a pro.
Yeah.
You got like that and you catch it. Like you know exactly what you're doing. Okay, next question. Most annoying phrase you hear as a parent?
Do you know what? Because of the fussy eating thing we talked about a minute ago, I'm going to say it's if they're hungry enough, they'll eat it.
No,
they won't.
No,
not
just
if you're
ask
my
for
son.
A snack a minute later.
Yeah. No, that really infuriates me. No, if he was hungry enough, he would eat it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what one I hate is? Like they're looking for attention. I always remember I saw this mum in Sainsbury's, and she had a very small baby that was crying, and she was like, "Oh, it's just for attention." I was like, that baby's too small to, I feel like you're not at that stage yet. I found that quite tricky.
Is that when you picked up the baby?
Yeah. I think it is just like that sound really gets to me. Like you just feel like you obviously you don't know what's going on. It
sets off an alarm, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the mum radar.
Since being a mum, I think pre being a mum, I don't think it would have bothered me as much. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Funny. I hear the phantom cries sometimes. If I'm home alone, and like because I work from home, sometimes I'll hear noise. I'm like, you're never allowed to just relax.
Yeah, I feel like I've only just recently stopped the rocking when I'm, just stood or, you know how you just too. Suddenly like...
You kind of bob, don't you?
Yeah, and like, there's no baby.
You don't just get the dog.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, Daisy, your go-to dinner when you can't be bothered?
Pasta. Always pasta.
Yeah.
Probably pesto pasta, but then Sonny won't eat it, so he'll just stick some ketchup on it.
Yeah. Ketchup on everything.
Stick a handful of raspberries on the side. Yeah. Call it a balanced meal.
I love that. Yeah. Okay, what's one thing you wish you could outsource forever?
Do you know, I've put a lot of thought into this actually, because it's, that thing of like, if I won the lottery, what would I do and in what order? The very first thing I would do is get a housekeeper who's going to take over every aspect of the food.
Yeah.
She's going to plan the meals, shop for the meals, cook the meals, and that to me is my dream.
What do you do yourself?
Nothing, hopefully.
Yeah. Laundry.
Happily do all the laundry. I mean, we did get, so when we had Oscar, the best money I've ever spent is we got a fortnightly cleaner, and she only does the bathrooms.
Yeah.
And it's the best day of the week.
Yeah.
Totally. Sacrifice a takeaway a month.
Yeah.
Paid for the cleaner.
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy doing it.
Yeah. I think I would do food actually, because I quite like cleaning and organising. It's the food that's like...
I think if my kids enjoyed the food I cooked...
Yeah, it wouldn't be so soul-destroying.
It would, but I think that's the thing. It's like, for this chapter right now, with my main challenge being what it's being, that's what I would outsource.
It's the not eating half a plate and then going straight to the fridge for dessert, and you're like, well, it's a different stomach. I'm like... that's just a stupid saying. Like, it's not actually true. Like, you've got room for dessert, you can eat some more veg.
I mean, ice cream's practically water, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the final question, I'm getting to ask it this week. The one that we ask all our guests. What's one thing you wish you'd known before becoming a parent?
So many things.
No.
One thing.
Okay.
I know, you could do one.
One thing. You don't have to accept someone else's judgment as your truth.
Oh my God, I love that.
I feel I've been so judged on so many different elements in parenting that has created so much overthinking and anxiety and worry and just, feeling guilty about things. And actually, I'm just trying my best. And that's fine. You haven't got to be perfect to be a perfectly good mum for your child, and you know your child best. Yeah. So you can, no, actually I reject that. Thank you.
It's about one of the only old sayings, isn't it? Mum knows best. Like, that's actually stuck.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, and there's too much judgment of mums, and I feel like it's a hard enough job as it is. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can just let yourself be. You're okay. You're doing a good job, and doing your best is good enough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that. So true, isn't it? Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on. It was so nice to chat to you and a bit more about mum life and everything. Of course, we will put all of your details in the description of this video and the audio version as well, so everyone can find you. But what is your Instagram handle?
I am at Muddle Through Mummy on TikTok and Instagram.
Yes. Oh, sorry. TikTok is your main platform, isn't it?
Do you know what? I feel like I'm making the transition over to fully Instagram mum because the audience is very different.
Yes, so true.
So a lot of the content that I share on TikTok never makes it to Instagram. I'm doing my TikTok dances.
Yeah. I love that.
That was really cringe then, wasn't it? Let's edit that out.
Yeah, we'll edit that out. But yeah, we'll put all of your details and definitely go and check her out. She's a hack queen. She's got so many amazing tips. Some of them just blow me away. We would also love your comments below if you have any questions at all or feedback. And don't forget to rate, review, follow on all of the podcast places, all the things. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and for listening. And we'll see you in our next episode. Bye.
Bye.